The chair recognizes Solomon Maxwell of Newcastle County.
Mr. President, this Constitution seems to be a remarkable document as far as it goes. But I am a little disturbed by the fact that the distinguished delegate to the Philadelphia Convention, the Honorable George Mason of Virginia, refused to sign this document because where in it is there any provision for the freedom of press, of speech, of religion, and of assembly? Should we not postpone ratification of this document until it contains some guarantees of these inherent rights of our citizens?
Mr. President, I would like to point out that most of the delegates to the convention in Philadelphia felt that because the rights and freedoms mentioned by the honorable member are inherent and are already protected by the state constitutions, that there was no need to guarantee them in this document. I would further point out, Mr. President, that this document is not a static, unchangeable, sacred one. I would call the members' attention to that section which provides for amendments. I'm confident that any serious omissions found by the various state conventions can be corrected by amendments, which will be among the first order of business in the new Congress. There's nothing in this document as it now stands that threatens any of our freedoms. What we need at this time is speedy action in setting up this new government, and then we can act on the necessary changes.
What assurances do we have that such amendments will be proposed?
I would suggest that we leave this up to our Assembly, which can draw up any such changes that it will deem necessary, and can present them to our representative and 2 senators to be offered in the first Congress.
With such an understanding, I will withdraw my objection.
Mr. President, I have heard on good authority that in Philadelphia, Mr. Bedford said that this state would seek alliance with a foreign power before she would agree to a constitution that might make it possible for another state to annex her. Now, God forbid that any such attempt should ever be made, but I would like to know what foreign power Mr. Bedford had in mind.
Mr. President, that remark was made in the heat of debate. Of course, I had no specific power in mind, but I do believe I made my point that a small state like Delaware is jealous of its prerogatives and will stand up for them to the last. We of the Delaware delegation were successful in having incorporated in this Constitution a section written by Mr. Dickinson himself, which provides that no state shall be formed by the junction of 2 or more states or parts of states without the consent of the states involved as well as of the Congress. Now, I believe this is all the more reason why we must have ratification at once. We need the kind of government that this Constitution will provide. And we in Delaware have the rare chance to obtain the distinction of being the first state to ratify it. Now, that is the whole question. Is there need for any further debate? I move the adoption of the resolution, and I ask for a roll call.
I agree with Mr. Bedford, but it must never be said that debate was cut off in any session of a Delaware Assembly or in any convention in this state. Does any other member have anything to say?
Mr. President, I second the motion asking for a roll call on the resolution.
The Secretary will call the roll on the resolution to ratify.
James Latimer.
Aye.
James Black.
James Black votes aye.
John James.
Aye.
Gunning Bedford Sr.
Aye.
Gunning Bedford Jr.
Aye.
Kenzie Johns.
I vote for ratification.
Thomas Watson.
Aye.
Solomon Maxwell.
Aye.
Nicholas Way.
Nicholas Way votes aye.
Thomas Duff.
Thomas Duff votes aye.
Nicholas Ridgely.
Aye.
Richard Smith.
Aye.
George Truitt.
Aye.
Richard Bassett.
Aye.
James Sykes.
Aye.
Alan McLean.
Aye.
It's ratified.
Daniel Cummins.
Aye.
Joseph Barker.
Aye.
Edward White.
Aye.
George Manlove.
Aye.
John Ingram.
John Ingram of Sussex votes aye.
William Moore.
Aye.
William Hall.
Aye.
Thomas Laws.
Aye.
Isaac Cooper.
Aye.
Woodman Stokely.
Aye.
John Laws.
Aye.
Thomas Evans.
Aye.
Israel Holland.
Votes aye.
It's unanimous.
I congratulate you, gentlemen, on the momentous decision that you have made here today. This is a date which will be remembered throughout our history. It proves again that on the really vital issues, the citizens of our state can always unite, no matter how much we may differ on minor issues. Delaware has shown the way that we hope all the other 12 states will quickly follow.